Oyarzabal, goal!
He doesn't shout. He doesn't throw his arms in the air. While other coaches perform their emotions on the touchline, Luis de la Fuente stands with his hands in his pockets, watching. But behind that stillness is a man who has quietly rebuilt a football nation from the under-19s up, and who now stands one win away from doing something only one other Spain coach has ever done, reaching a second World Cup final. Luis de la Fuente was never a superstar. As a left-back at Athletic Club in the early 1980s, he won 2 La Liga titles, not through flair, but through positioning, discipline, and work rate. Those same qualities would define the coach he became. In 2013, he joined Spain's federation to coach the under-19s, then the under-21s, then the Olympic side. For 9 years, while the senior team cycled through managers and heartbreak, de la Fuente was quietly building relationships with a generation of players who didn't yet know they'd one day be household names. Pedri, Gavi, Dani Olmo, Unai Simon. When Spain crashed out of the 2022 World Cup in Qatar at the round of 16, the federation didn't look outside for a big name. They looked inside, to the man who'd already spent a decade in the building. Doubters called it a safe, uninspired appointment. De la Fuente answered within months. Spain beat Croatia on penalties to win the 2023 UEFA Nations League, ending an 11-year wait for silverware. Then came Euro 2024. Spain didn't just win it, they won every single match, culminating in a 2-1 final victory over England, a record 4th European championship, delivered by a coach who, less than 2 years earlier, was considered a caretaker at best. This wasn't just silverware, it was proof of concept that a squad built on structure, patience, and trust in youth could outplay teams stacked with individual superstars. Getting to a World Cup as European champions brings a different kind of pressure. You're no longer the surprise, you're the target. De la Fuente's road to the 2026 squad list wasn't smooth. A hamstring injury clouded Lamine Yamal's build-up. Fermin Lopez was ruled out entirely with a fractured foot. Questions swirled around Nico Williams' fitness. And yet, the depth de la Fuente assembled was staggering. 3 elite goalkeepers, a backline built around Cubarsí and Laporte, a midfield, Rodri, Pedri, Zubimendi, Gavi, Fabian Ruiz, Merino, that many consider the deepest in the world. Spain hasn't dominated this World Cup. They've survived it. Outside of 2 comfortable group and last 32 wins, almost every single Spain victory has been decided by 1 goal. 2 of them arrived after the 85th minute, a stoppage time winner against Portugal, before finally cracking in a 2-1 win over Belgium to reach the semifinals. This is where De la Fuente's identity as a coach shows itself most clearly. He hasn't tried to make this Spain team must-see, free-scoring entertainment. He's made them almost impossible to beat. Patient in possession, disciplined out of it, and absolutely lethal in the moments that matter. That's not the Spain of tiki-taka nostalgia. It's something more ruthless, more modern, more built for knockout football. And then, fittingly, the road to the final runs through France. It's a rivalry that has followed De la Fuente his entire coaching career, counting every level, U19s, U21s, and the senior side. This semi-final in Dallas marks the 6th time his teams have faced France at this exact stage of a tournament. 4 wins, 1 defeat. His only loss to Les Bleus came on his very first attempt, back when he was still learning the job. On the day itself, the pattern held. A foul on Yamal inside the box. Oyarzabal, ice cold, burying the penalty. Spain doing what Spain has done all tournament, finding the smallest crack and making it count. Also, Pedro Porro finding himself and the keeper alone, scoring a beautiful piece. Spain has only ever reached 1 World Cup final in its history, 2010, when Andrés Iniesta's extra-time strike beat the Netherlands in Johannesburg. If Luis de la Fuente takes this team back to that stage, he won't just match a historic achievement, he'll have done it with a completely different generation, built almost entirely from scratch by a coach who spent a decade in the academy system before anyone gave him the senior job. Nations League, European Championship, and now, potentially, the biggest prize in football. 3 tournaments, 3 finals in less than 4 years, with a squad that keeps changing shape around the coaching philosophy that hasn't. Luis de la Fuente was never supposed to be the story. He was the man who coached the kids before they were famous, the safe appointment, the coach without the big name. But maybe that's exactly why this has worked. While the rest of the football world looks for the next great tactical genius, Spain quietly found a man who already knew every player in the building and built a team and a nation's belief right along with them. Whatever happens next, one thing is already true. Luis de la Fuente has Spain closer to lifting the World Cup than they have been in 16 years.